Today we will be showing you how to replace the seal nuts on an S90 pump side cover. There are two guideposts, and these guideposts are installed to constrain the T-bar. When the guideposts are installed onto the side cover, seal nuts are installed to secure the guidepost and seal the assembly. Once the side cover is installed, it should not be removed. The position of the side cover is crucial for setting up the pump's neutral. If the side cover is moved or removed from the pump's neutral setting will be affected. This is the S90 side cover seal nut replacement tool, otherwise known as the wishbone. The wishbone will be installed inside the pump and allow a technician to replace the seal nuts on the side cover. The wishbone consists of 5 main features: the boot, the deck, the post, the threads, and the flat. This is the wishbone locating plug. This plug assists the technician in properly installing the tool. This is the 5/16 nut used to secure the tool after it is properly installed. You will also need a 1/2 inch socket wrench, a calibrated torque bar, and your replacement seal nuts. Do not use any air tools during this procedure. You risk damaging the tools or the pump components and settings. Ideally, this service should only be performed on seal nuts that have evidence of a leak. Don't replace a seal nut that is not leaking unless it is absolutely necessary. Before performing this service, ensure that oil has been drained from the pump and remove the fitting or plug installed into the drain port on the side cover. Also, reduce the risk of introducing contamination into the pump by spraying the wishbone and the wishbone locating plug with brake cleaner or equivalent and wipe down dry. The pump should also be thoroughly rinsed off. First, we will show how the tool interacts with just the side cover and its components. Insert the boot of the wishbone into the pump like this. Then rotate the tool towards the guidepost closest to the drain port. When the tool is properly oriented, the post should stick out through the center of the drain port. Install the wishbone locating plug over the post of the wishbone and secure into place with the nut. Notice how the boot and the deck slide into place between the two guideposts. These flat surfaces, as they are properly installed, will prevent the guideposts from turning while replacing the seal nuts. The deck has a shelf that will prevent the guidepost closest to the drain port from falling into the pump. The guidepost furthest away from the drain port will not fall into the pump because the swash plate will prevent it from doing so. When the seal nuts have been replaced, remove the wing nut, wishbone locating plug, and wishbone from the pump. Then reinstall the original plug or fitting. The pump end cap has been removed from this demonstration to provide a better view of the internal components that need to be maneuvered to install the tool. There are 4 potential catch points as the tool is being installed: the T-bar springs, the T-bar, the rotating block, and the swash plate. Also take note, because of the tool's shape, it is impossible for the tool to fall completely into the pump. The first catch point is the rotating block. The boot needs to be kept close to the inside surface of the side cover as the boot is being installed. The second catch point is the T-bar spring. The technician may have to wiggle the tool to get past the spring. The third catch point is the T-bar. It is easy for the boot to end up on the wrong side of the T-bar wing. Try to keep the boot close to the middle of the T-bar as the boot is turned down toward the guidepost furthest away from the drain port. The fourth catch point is the swash plate. The boot needs to be installed between the guide post and the swash plate. Once the technician thinks the tool is properly installed, they can turn the seal nut furthest away from the drain port to see if the tool moves. If the tool moves, it is likely properly installed. However, avoid turning that seal nut if it is not leaking. Look at the flat surface on the post of the wishbone. When it is oriented in this direction, the tool is likely properly installed. Install the wishbone locating plug. The plug should turn into the drain post easily without any interference between the hole in the wishbone locating plug and the post threads. Hand tighten the wishbone locating plug. Install the wing nut onto the post threads and hand tighten. There should be 1 to 2 threads on the post visible. Replace the seal nuts as shown previously. Make sure you remove all the red seal material. It may not all come off with the nut. Torque the seal nut or seal nuts that were replaced to 17 foot-pounds. Remove the wing nut, wishbone locating plug, and wishbone. Reinstall the drain plug and torque to 30 to 100 foot-pounds. At some point in the past, the machine owner or technician may have tried to stop the leak by turning the seal nut to try tightening the seal. If so, the guide post may likely be out of position. The technician can identify this if post threads are not visible when the wing nut is installed. If that's the case, try turning the seal nuts slowly until the wishbone deck and boot fall into position. If the tool is not properly installed when the seal nut is removed, the guide post nearest the drain port may fall into the pump. However, the guide post cannot completely drop into the pump. Simply find a magnet and pull the threads back through the outside of the side cover. The guide post farthest from the drain plug cannot fall into the pump because the swash plate is in the way. There is a risk of adjusting the neutral setting while servicing these seal nuts. To ensure safety, start the machine with wheels in the air and ensure there is no wheel movement.